Is that right, Judge?
Yes. Believe it or not, I don't have a gavel. They don't give it to us.
Really?
No, I don't have one.
We will, we'll call the regular meeting of the Sherman Village Board to order. Mr. Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Trustee Gray.
Yes.
Trustee Hahn.
Yes.
Trustee Long.
Yes.
Trustee Rockford.
Yes.
Trustee Schultz.
Yes.
Trustee Tim.
Yes.
Village President Claflin.
Yes. That's 7 members of the village board present, quorum being established. We'll proceed with the order of business as set forth on the agenda. For the record, today is Tuesday, May 18th of 2021. We're actually holding this meeting at the United Community Bank Center, Community Center, located at 120 Illini Boulevard in Sherman. The time is 6 p.m. and this is a regular meeting of the Sherman Village Board of Trustees. We're going to move along on the agenda, and so first thing I want to do is actually set the agenda. So the agenda's been posted 48 hours in advance of the meeting in accordance with the Open Meetings Act, so there can be no action items added to the agenda. But the chair would entertain any trustees that wish to be recognized for any discussion purposes only. Is there any items along those lines? Seeing none, the chair would entertain a motion to set the agenda. Trustee Rockford makes a motion. Is there a second? Second by Trustee Long. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Ayes have it. The agenda is set. Let's go to the Pledge of Allegiance. That is let's have the Honorable Judge Rochelle. Please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. On your
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, the agenda's been set. We've done the Pledge of Allegiance. So before we move along to the actual items on the agenda, what I'd like to do is ask Judge Rishow, please come forward. We have 3 trustees, 3 elected officials that have, there are incumbents. They got reelected in very, very, very tough campaigns. The margins were slim. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes as presented by the clerk? Okay, seeing none, the chair would entertain a motion to approve the April 20th, 2021 regular board meeting minutes. Is there a motion to that effect? Trustee Gray makes a motion, seconded by Trustee Tim. Mr. Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Trustee Gray.
Yes.
Trustee Hahn.
Yes.
Trustee Long.
Yes.
Trustee Rockford.
Yes.
Trustee Schultz.
Yes.
Trustee Tim.
Yes.
6 members voting yes, none voting no. The minutes are adopted and will be added to the village websites. Presentation of the bills. Those bills have been submitted to the Board of Trustees for your approval and review. Are there any individuals wishing to question any of the bills, or is there anything to point out outside the normal course of business for the trustees? Anything? We need a motion to pay the bills. Is there a motion to that effect? Trustee Hahn makes a motion, seconded by Trustee Rockford. Mr. Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Trustee Gray.
Yes.
Trustee Hahn.
Yes.
Trustee Long.
Yes.
Trustee Rockford.
Yes.
Trustee Schultz.
Yes.
Trustee Tim.
Yes.
That's 6 members voting yes, none voting no. Bills are approved for payment, will be so reported. Village engineers report. Mr. Kevin Kuhn, if you want to come up here and sit in the engineer's chair.
I'll move over.
No, I'll come to the
I don't
So,
Come to the podium then.
tonight on the agenda is MFT resolution for Old Tipton Trail. We're not necessarily going to spend MFT money on the trail, but if we don't go through this process and we decide later we want to spend MFT money on it, we can. So, we need to go ahead and, this is just opening up a section for it so that IDOT can review it and approve it, and then that just kind of is another, if we need to, we can.
Anything else? So that item actually, that action item actually falls under the president's report. Anybody have any questions regarding that? I mean, the recommendation from the engineers is that we do that. It makes sense to me. I see no reason why we shouldn't do that. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Is it like any amount or?
it's, I think, 200,000, right? It was set up at 200,000.
I think it is 200,000, yeah, but it's, so IDOT won't review it and approve it unless we open up what's called a section, just lets them know it's on the horizon. Doesn't mean we have to spend any money.
Right.
And that would come back to the board in the future.
Oh, yeah.
So you know, have. full
Say we go out for
review.
bid and it comes in, it's a lot, the cost estimate's way over, right? And we decide, okay, well, we have this amount of money, but now we wanna spend RBI funds or MFT funds on it. Now it's really late in the game to say, okay, we wanna pull money from this bucket, this is getting us way ahead of that, in case we need to. This is a double extra assurance that we have.
Give it time.
Yeah.
We like those double extra assurances.
Remember, I think the trail is gonna be funded by the template.
Mostly.
As well.
Well, we got the $400,000 grant coming from the state, and that's gonna get us so far down Old Tipton School Road. But this will give us the ability to potentially also go a little bit further to the extent that,
Our estimate's over the $10 grant amount,
yes.
so.
So the state, the capital bill amount, what's that? Will get us so far. We may need to, and we may want to, have that trail go a little bit further. By setting this plan in motion right now, again, we'll be ahead of the curve, and we'll set ourselves up for the ability to do so, and potentially utilize some, all, whatever percentage of our MFT funds that we feel comfortable using in the future. But if we don't do it now, then we're eliminating having this ability, so that's why it makes complete and total sense to me. Take care of this thing.
And then the other thing is the president and I rode around, looked at roads, started doing our evaluation for the road improvement, what we call a capital improvement project. So that'll be coming at some point in the future. That's moving along.
Okay, does anybody have any questions regarding that? We'll do that under the action items later on in the agenda. Anything else under engineering, any questions? Nothing? Okay, thank you, sir. Legal report. Legal report. Village administrator, economic development coordinator. Okay, we did the swearing in, kind of skipped around in the agenda, that's taken care of. President's report. Item number 1, I'll read it into the record, resolution for IDOT traffic signal master agreement. Anything to stipulate and point out regarding that?
What's the-
Engineering as well.
Yes.
It looks, it's what it's been for,
I think it's, what, a 10-year program? And this just renews it for another 10 years. This is the reimbursement program also. It's a cost sharing of all traffic signals, the energy, the maintenance, and any major repairs that go through. We've had legal review it and Kevin review it myself, just to make sure that there's no changes from the prior. It looks like all the percentages and everything else is identical.
IDOT's not willing to take it all 100%, they didn't try to give it to us, so.
So actually, it's a good plan.
It's standoff.
And we get reimbursement every year of anywhere from $6,000 to $10,000 when we do apply, so.
Any questions, discussion? Thoughts? Comfortable with moving forward? So the chair would entertain a motion to adopt the resolution, IDOT traffic signal master agreement. Is there a motion to that effect? Trustee Schultz makes a motion, seconded by trustee Hahn. Clerk, may I call the roll on this?
Trustee Gregg,
Yes.
trustee Hahn,
Yes.
trustee Long,
Yes.
trustee Rockford,
Yes.
trustee Schultz,
Yes.
trustee Tim.
Yes.
6 members voting yes, none voting no, the resolution will be adopted. Item number 2, resolution with IDOT for improvement project funding. That's what we just discussed.
Yep.
Any further discussion? Okay,
And that's up to 200,000.
what's that?
The 200,000.
Right.
Yep, that's correct.
Okay, yeah. Any additional thoughts, discussion? So we need a motion to move forward. The chair would entertain a motion to adopt the resolution with IDOT for the improvement project funding. Is there a motion to that effect? Trustee Long makes a motion, seconded by trustee Hahn. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Gregg,
Yes.
trustee Hahn,
Yes.
trustee Long,
Yes.
trustee Rockford,
Yes.
trustee Schultz,
Yes.
trustee Tim.
Yes.
With 6 members voting yes, none voting no, the resolution will be adopted. Item number 3 is an ordinance. I'll read that into the record. This is for the authorization to purchase a police pursuit vehicle and finance said vehicle. If you remember, we have actually, and Chief, I'm gonna have you offer additional info or correct me to the extent that I stipulate something wrong. We had voted, approved as a board unanimously to move forward on a new squad car purchase for the 2021 budget. That was a 2021 Chevrolet Tahoe police pursuit package vehicle. There is a lot of things going on in the automotive industry, specifically a microchip shortage, which is hampering production lines and delivery of various different vehicles. So that being said, we have not been able to take delivery, as is the case for a lot of other municipalities, and not just municipalities, it's regular vehicles that Joe Public would buy themselves. If you look at the car lots in Springfield and around the nation, there is a car shortage. And one of the main contributors, aside from COVID, and a byproduct of it, is this microchip shortage. So that being said, we can't take delivery of that vehicle. We won't take delivery of that vehicle until potentially September, October,
Build date,
November.
September 13th or something, so delivery well after that.
So we were talking about we're gonna basically accelerate next year's potential purchase, do it now with the hope that we can find a different vehicle sooner, specifically a Ford F-150 pickup truck. And we looked at the Explorer and the Expedition, but the F-150 with the police pursuit package on it is a pretty good looking vehicle, and
Most suitable.
what's that?
It's most suitable for.
Most suitable
equipment
for
that
our
we carry
purposes.
and everything. And the Explorer, just with the equipment in it, is kind of a tight fit, so.
Yeah. So, next budget year, which is what we'll be going into, this would essentially be that purchase, getting it on the books and trying to work forward and get that going, to replace some of these vehicles that are aging and acquiring high mileage that are in the fleet right now. Am I leaving out
Yeah,
anything?
in essence, we plan to purchase that vehicle with the delivery in no later than April. And got notified that, all this is pushed back because of the chips and all that. So we waited a little bit later in the year to even order the vehicle because we had a manpower shortage in the earlier part of the year, and we didn't need the vehicle at the time. So we pushed it back, and then, lo and behold, we had something pop up with the chips and unexpected. But in essence, we are still trying to replace and upgrade the fleet to replace 2010 and 2011 Ford vehicles that we have in the fleet that we are continuing to have maintenance issues with, so.
Any questions, anybody?
Okay, so we've already purchased one.
We have not purchased, we've put in play, in motion, all of the authorization from the board. We passed an ordinance, we took bid, we competitively bid it, we awarded that bid, right?
Yes.
Essentially, we took the low bidder on that one.
Yes, they did.
Our state bid, but
And
the finance, the finance.
INV came
was-
closest.
So IMB was the lowest, if you remember, at the time, what was this?
So it's, well, what did you say it was?
0.08.
0.08 or?
Yeah,
So you're
so-
committed to the one that we've already agreed upon, is that what?
Yes, that's,
you're at?
yeah, we need 2 vehicles.
Gotcha,
So we're trying to,
gotcha.
and with everything slowed down right now, to put this plan in motion, not knowing exactly when we're gonna be able to get this vehicle either, but we need to be in the pipeline on the list.
No.
I was gonna say,
I
you
think
get
it
that
is
one in
called- it is
April,
on the
right?
lot.
Yeah, okay.
The
yeah,
Ford
yeah.
vehicle is on the
If they
lot,
have
so
it.
that's.
Yeah,
why
that's what I meant to
we're
say,
hoping
on
to-
this newer one.
The April.
I just couldn't remember if you,
Delays.
Yeah,
okay, but you did find one.
yes.
Okay,
yes.
okay,
That's
Gotcha.
kind of why we'll bring it to you now.
okay.
There's one on the lot that we can get and get upfit
And then
into
the other
fleet,
one will
and
come
The other
in
one,
September.
September.
That's the build date, but it may
Yeah,
take
after
another
the
month,
build
2
date.
months after that.
maybe a month or two
Okay.
after that.
Got it,
Yeah.
clear now.
So Sorry.
One question I have, is it, originally we talked about a Ford F-150, and we're not getting that, we're getting an Explorer.
No.
We are, it's wrong anyway.
So
Okay,
the-
well, that's my question, this is an Explorer.
The Chevy Tahoe that we ordered previously is in the pipeline for a build in September.
Okay.
And that's what we originally planned in the last budget cycle. To get a vehicle in the fleet much sooner, because of the issues we're having with the other two vehicles, the Ford F-150 truck became appealing. So we wanted to do that to get the vehicle quicker, and then just let the other order stay in the pipeline, knowing that it's gonna be towards the end of the year anyway before we get it.
And Chief and I talked, I mean, another reason for the F-150, the reason why we get the Tahoes is the size of the vehicle, but also the cabin space for the officer. And we, I mean, some of our guys are, you know, bigger guys are anyway, but with the gun belt and everything that's around you, having that extra space, the Explorers, honestly, they're pretty tight in there, especially when you start putting all that.
I'm indifferent with
Yeah.
when we get,
Yeah.
the ordinance says
But
Explorer.
I just wanted you to
It's an
know.
Explorer.
Yeah, but I also
changed
wanted
it.
you
Is it-
to know, that was, because we went back and forth on that, and we also have Sergeant Burnley, who,
Oh, yeah, he had one in Pawnee.
he had one in Pawnee,
Shared some information.
and they're, it's just, it's tight in there. It's not a car you want to spend, and our guys work 12-hour shifts, so putting somebody in a vehicle for 12 hours, you know, we want to put them in something that's comfortable and, you know, enough space, so.
And there's no guarantee they're gonna even start building that one in September, so I agree.
Well, that's the scary part about it.
They can give you a date, but they won't give
Yeah. But, okay, good to go? Everybody good to go? So okay, so yeah, IMB was the low bidder at 0.08%. Again, followed by Hickory Point.
8,
What?
0.8, not 0.0.
Yeah, 0.08 or 0.8.
Hero. Plain stat.
Fractions and percentages.
Please,
Yeah.
is thinking about .08?
It's still good,
Absolutely.
regardless.
So anyway, there was 5 banks that submitted bids, and IMB was substantially the lowest, if you look at it in terms of that. So, all right, are we comfortable with moving forward? The ordinance has changed to stipulate Ford F-150. So we need, the chair would entertain a motion to approve and adopt the ordinance for an authorization to purchase a police pursuit vehicle and finance it with INB at that rate that was stated. Is there a motion to that effect? Trustee Tim, the public safety trustee, makes a motion. Trustee Gray seconds that motion. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Gray,
Yes.
trustee Hahn,
Yes.
trustee Long,
Yes.
trustee Rockford,
Yes.
trustee Schultz,
Yes.
trustee Tim.
Yes. All right, 6 members voting yes, none voting no. That authorization is granted. We'll move forward with that purchase. Next item, we're gonna potentially come back and address, I don't even see us addressing that at the end of the meeting, maybe, I don't know. Committee department reports, anything to report, anybody? Sherman Police Department, chief, anything outside of what we just discussed?
Just the
Nothing?
weekend stuff,
What?
just the weekend stuff. You're
Oh,
gonna-
yes, oh, yep. Sherman Emergency Management.
About the only thing is, we've been working with the chief and Mike in regards to the instant action plan for this weekend, making sure all bases are covered and the weather service notified and stick, things like that. And then tomorrow, the police department, fire department, and I are doing a tabletop exercise with the villas. They need to do that every 6 months, I believe now, per regulation, to make sure they're up to snuff on things. And then we're also all participating on the airport disaster planning that's coming up. They have included the village quite a bit now, considering we're a close neighbor to them on their approach, so that's it.
Very good. I want to publicly thank Mr. Mose for constantly being on top of the weather, especially these extreme weather patterns that we've been having. It's a very nice assurance to have, knowing that Mike is available and around and always watching and wastes no time to get to the Emergency Management Center to monitor the storms from there, to contact storms spotters, work with the fire department and police department to send everybody out if needed, and to coordinate with the other surrounding agencies. So I know I told you on the phone a couple weeks ago, but I do sincerely appreciate your dedication to the village of Sherman and the safety of all its citizens. And then, like I said, it's nice knowing that we have you, and we can go about, our daily lives a little easier and better knowing that you're there watching, with us as well. But it's very comforting. So thank you for all of your dedication and hard work. Well, Sherman Public Works has the evening off. We did not need them here this evening. There's no new business to come before the board. We don't have any old business before the board. There are no civic organizations that we have assigned to the agenda. Brings us to the public comment section. We have nobody wishing to address the board. Then we're going to go to the executive session portion of the agenda. And we're going to retire ourselves into executive session under 5 ILCS 120, the statute that allows us to discuss various different issues under executive session. So with that being said, and we're not going to be in here very long, so don't worry about that. And then we won't, I'm actually going to leave it open-ended to see if we may take any action on the item number 4 that's situated out there. Just based on timeframes and this discussion this evening. We'll go into executive session. I'll get a motion to go into executive session. Is there a motion to that effect? Trustee Kuhn makes a motion, seconded by Trustee Gray. All in favor, ready to voice,
Roll call.
Roll call.
Citing the exemption.
What's that?
Labor negotiations, employee benefits and wages, land acquisition, litigation, and employment and discipline matters.
Okay, everybody get that? Everybody?
I didn't know.
Oh, you put one in.
And it needs to be a roll call.
So we're going to discuss briefly current labor negotiations. We're going to discuss employee benefits and wages, slightly touch on land acquisition. We don't need litigation, there's nothing for that, and there's no employment at this point or anything like that. So those 3 items would be the statute reference 5 ILCS 120, 2C, 2C5, 2C2. Anyway, 120 gets us covered anyway. All right. We have a motion and a second. Clerk call the roll.
Trustee Gray?
Yes.
Trustee Hahn?
Yes.
Trustee Long?
Yes.
Trustee Rockford?
Yes.
Trustee Schultz?
Yes.
Trustee Tim?
Yes.
6 members voting yes, and 1 voting no. The board will retire itself into executive session, stand at ease for a few minutes for the chamber to clear, and then anybody wishing to stick around and come back in, we will send somebody to the door and invite you back in.